is a non-partisan, non-governmental organization with approximately 27,000 members at its base. I won't ask now, but I know later on as we speak, I would get to find out how many of you are really members of BARP. BARP is widely recognized as a reservoir of knowledge in Barbados because persons have retired. It means that you've stopped work, but your brain does not stop working. So very often, persons on a national level will call on the resources of BARP to give them assistance in certain areas. On October 25th of this year, BARP will celebrate its 25th anniversary. So you're 20, we're 25 years old. It speaks of 25 years of service to the over 50s in this country, 25 years of advocacy on behalf of our members, 25 years of providing benefits to our members. And when people hear benefits, automatically they think about discounts. But by the end of this presentation this evening, you will learn that BARP is more than discounts. 25 years of celebrating our seniors because we celebrate our seniors. BARP has a 9-member board of directors, all volunteers, and they demonstrate a very high level of commitment and passion. I always thank them in the boardroom, but I will use this space to thank the board of directors publicly for their commitment and their energy displayed. And I must also confess that I've been calling on them more often than once per month for a meeting. There's so much to do that we're meeting almost every week. Simultaneously, I want to applaud the staff of BARP for going beyond the call of duty to ensure that our members' needs are met. I am aware that some of you have come to the office and you've expressed a little dissatisfaction with the length of time you've had to wait, but we are working on that. It's only a year we've had the insurance product, but we are working on that, and very shortly we'll share some information with you as we seek to make it easier for our members to pay their health insurance and their BARP annual membership. We have committees. Before I get into subject, I want to give you a real background to BARP. Our committees are, we have a membership and social committee that is being headed by Michelle Arthur. We have a bylaws committee. We are revisiting the bylaws on this occasion because one of the things we want to do as well is to examine the possibility of opening our membership to younger members. Very often persons come as early as 45, just asking to join BARP, just asking to elect in. And we have done some research and we found that AARP and I think it's a Canadian organization, they take persons from as early as 35. We would not go as early as 35, but we want to explore the possibility of accepting members younger. We have an elder care committee that is headed by Marva Hope, and what they do, they go to the district hospitals across the island and have play games, let the patients do puzzles and all those other little games to keep their brains stimulated. And again, that's volunteers. We have a fee structure committee headed by Tony Hoyers. There's a committee headed by Patrick Coulter, who's examining pensions. We have a Green Thumbs, Ralph Jordan. Ralph Jordan heads that Green Thumbs, and they're doing a whole set of stuff. And their role is to ensure that they reduce their own food bill. And if they can do it incrementally, we're hoping then that could spread to the other members of BARP, with the exception of the president, because they certainly don't have Green Thumb. We have the Silver Anniversary Committee that's being headed by Dave Billy and I, and BARP also has a charitable trust, and the charitable trust is headed by Madam Justice Elnis Kentage. So, as I said earlier, BARP's presence and opinions are constantly being sought, and BARP, right now, currently we sit on the National Major Committee, and that's at the Caribbean Policy Development Center. We sit on the National Advisory Council of Gender. We sit on the Committee for the Protection of Rights of the Elderly. We are members of the Patient Forum at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. We sit on the National Committee on Gender-Based Violence at the Ministry of People, Empowerment and Elder Affairs. And that's just to name a few, because there are other committees that we're involved in as well. But I want to just give you an idea what BARP is doing behind the scenes. Because as I said earlier, very often people will think that it is only the discounts. Prior to addressing the topic at hand, let me share with you a worrying trend recently highlighted on January 21st by Dr. Kenneth Connell when he was addressing a forum organized with the Heart and Stroke Foundation. He described as phenomenal the never-before-seen rate at which stroke victims were turning up at A&E, at the QEH, and he further emphasized that he was referring to the year 2020. And this was on January 21st that he made this statement. Dr. Connell continued by stating that the youthfulness of the majority of stroke victims and other non-communicable disease patients presented to the ER is also a source of concern. Another disclosure made by Dr. Connell, which is extremely disturbing, was the fact that of the 21 patients waiting to be placed on wards, most of them were under the age of 50. Most of those victims were under the age of 50. And I'm saying this to you tonight because as seniors, some people will say that has no relevance to what we're going to be looking at tonight, but it does. Because as seniors, you are already existing on a reduced income. You are existing on your pensions. Am I right? Yes. Now, if you have your children and your grandchildren falling sick and with strokes and those kind of illnesses, you could find yourself rather than those young people being the caregivers, you could find the roles being reversed, where you would have to be the caregiver, where you would have to provide the physical and the financial support for those, for your children. None of us would refuse to assist our children in need, but certainly that is not what we are hoping to do. And I want to join Dr. Connell and impress upon you as parents and grandparents and great-grandparents that you need to watch what you are feeding your grandchildren and your children. No, when I look in the audience, I'm thinking more grandchildren. The fries and the soft drinks. Some people refer to that as comfort food, but you are killing your children. You are killing your children slowly. As a matter of fact, I didn't quote it, but Dr. Connell also stated that a high number of children in Barbados are obese. So we have a situation on our hand that, quite honestly, we as seniors, we didn't bargain for, because we always thought that our children would be the ones to look after us. But if this trend continues, we are going to be faced with a situation as seniors, as retirees, living on a reduced income. We are going to find ourselves in a situation where we are forced to attend to the needs, the physical and financial and emotional needs of our children and grandchildren.
BARP, all activists us for ground.